Good morning. We are September 16th, 2022. I'm going to start with our smoke and ash report. We've got a lot of fires out west. Some of them are really bad, and we need to keep these people in our prayers. I know there's about 6 big fires burning in Washington. There's some really bad fires burning in California. Looks to be some big fires burning up in Canada. We have the jet stream sucking all that smoke and ash up into Canada and then pushing it down back into the lower 48. So we do have smoke and ash sitting over us. For novices, what does that mean? That means it's going to diffuse your auroras. It's going to be like putting a sheet of paper between a very thin sheet of tissue paper or wax paper in between you and the auroras. It's going to make them soft. The pillars will not be as sharp or as bright as maybe they would be if the smoke and ash was not there. Smoke and ash act exactly like a water droplet or exactly like a crystal. It bends the light and it diffuses it. And when light gets bent, it separates the different lights into different channels. So blue is blue and red is red and yellow is yellow, and just like it does if you hold a crystal up against the sun in the sunlight against a wall, you get a rainbow. So we're working with the same thing here. It's bending the light, it's diffusing it, it's making it soft. So that's what we're looking at. We unfortunately are in the fall weather pattern. This is September. It happens every year. We all know it does. We have a lot of cloudy weather that's going to crop up, but it's going to be partly cloudy to cloudy this weekend. Ghosts will be your best friend. I'm not saying don't try. If it looks really cloudy, I would not run 7 hours. If you live up north and you're already up north, then you get on your weather apps and you find the holes in the clouds. Sometimes it's a matter of going to the lake shore. Sometimes it's a matter of going inland. You just got to find those holes. And sometimes it's a matter of 2 miles. There's been a night that it was pouring cats and dogs on East Bay, and I went to West Bay, and there was a hole in the cloud, and I got a beautiful aurora with waves crashing on the shore. And there's been nights that it's been pouring cats and dogs in Traverse City, and we went to the Frankfurt or over to Point Betsy, and it was starting to clear, and we got beautiful auroras. It's just have to do the work. Look for your holes in the clouds and get out there and try. Now, this is not going to be exciting news. 3098 has rotated around. We do have a new sunspot rapidly forming. So let's look at what they're doing. 3098 is a beta gamma. Why is that there? Okay, beta gamma. And if I go over here, you can see how this has developed over the last couple days. And we're just about to the point she's going to fall apart. She's starting to shrink. She's let off her big bang today at a near X-class flare, and I think she's going to dissipate. I don't think she's going to keep growing. She may let off a little more, but she's probably just about done. Okay, so that is our 3098. Looking at 3100. It'll go there. Okay, here's our view of 3100 as it's come across. It is spreading. It is growing. You can see the way it's growing and spreading, but it's kind of stuck. It is And here is the list of flares, but it has pretty much, the last flare has been on the 15th, I believe. Yeah, the 15th was the last big flare. So let's go back and look at 3202. Now this one is our major player. Look how big this is developing and how it's spreading as it comes around. This is a beta class still. It has been letting off a steady stream of flares. It has a 35% chance of growing. And now we're going to look at 3103 that just developed yesterday. It is at a 60% chance, and it is earth facing. It is producing C-class flares, and this is rapidly building. So, putting this in motion. If it'll play. Okay, there we go. We're in motion. We have a filament let go here. We have one down here that's just going to let off. And then right here at the very end, that's going to pop off right there. Everything is going to go off to our right. It's only going to circle back and give us just a brush of wind. So it's not going to be anything significant. You can see from LASCO 3, as this plays through, there's your flares. And there comes your big boom. The Prediction Center is saying that some of that wind is going to spiral backwards, and it is going to catch us just a little bit. So we are going to get caught in a spiral of some of that activity. I am going to point out that we do have some shifting in our phi angle right now, so it looks like we might be taking a magnetic load. And wind speed is not great, density is not great, so we'll have to keep an eye on that throughout the day. We are predicted tonight to start having that as we get to the midnight, closer to midnight. So this will be like the 8 o'clock or the 9 o'clock hour into the midnight hour. You should start seeing possibly a KP4 tonight, and through tomorrow night, KP3, KP4. Tomorrow night, I am available for a meetup. If anybody's interested, use Messenger to call me or message me. It will be just whether it's cloudy or not, we're going to do the meetup. Don't worry about if it's cloudy, because the way I teach this particular portion, it doesn't matter if I have clouds. I have an area that I use where we practice light painting, and we use traffic going by a barn to teach how to do light trails and to see light, which is the most important part of this. We want you to learn to see subtle changes in light. So that is what this is about. It isn't about necessarily having auroras there right when I'm teaching you. The better skill is to learn how to use your camera, to learn the skills that you will use when you're shooting auroras, which is using your cameras and learning to see subtle light. So I do not need to have auroras to teach this portion of what I got to teach you. So we can do this meetup regardless of whether we have clear skies or cloudy skies. We will have things to shoot. Saturday night, we may have some thunderstorms coming in if anybody is interested in meeting up and doing thunderstorms. I am open to doing that. I am not going to be teaching during September 30th through the 5th. So if you want to learn and you need my help with your camera and with learning the basics, you need to contact me before September 30th and set up a time to be with me. So that is our forecast. For those of you that are not aware, I'm going to jump over here real quick. Sorry about our, whoops, wrong channel. Switch accounts. There we go. We do have our YouTube channel. This is where you are going to begin to get your forecast, just like I'm giving you now. It's going to be in video format. It's going to be easier to understand. People are going to be able to see things clearer, and it's going to be easier to understand than me throwing a bunch of words at you. This is membership drive time. Please like, subscribe. You can leave feedback and comments on the underneath each video on the YouTube channel. Share it with your friends. Get the word out, because this is how we begin to get the ball rolling on where we need to go. And this is how we're going to start getting all the projects that we need to do done. So I'm going to leave you there. Have a great day. Make sure your batteries are charged, gears ready, packed. Be planning. I will also try to remember to post some links for some tripods for cell phone users. And I have reached out to someone who is shooting with her cell phone and to feel her out and see if she would be willing to do a meetup with cell phone users. So we will go from there. All right. Have a good day, everybody.